I met a traveler from an antique land who said, two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them, on the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies.
Bungie is back, and this time they're doing their best to make sure that we don't forget that they're still working on Marathon. I will be honest, when it was first introduced, I really liked the cinematic that was originally done. I think they got the guy who his work is from, my God, why am I blanking on that guy? He does a Netflix show called Robots something. I don't forget what, Love, Death, and Robots. I think that's the series that he does.
Yeah, that's what it is.
But that cinematic was fantastic, beautifully done. And I think Bungie has always been pretty good when it comes to like the art direction they want to go in. Unfortunately, they have a history of being like just stealing art, which I do not like. I feel like you should have enough talent, right? I feel like they have enough talent at that studio where you should not be up here just copy and pasting. That's unacceptable from a billion-dollar studio. But anyway, they showed off Marathon. I don't think it really was hitting at the right time. It just wasn't doing enough or making enough difference for people to actually want to buy this. And it's just another, and especially when your audience hadn't expected an extraction shooter, because we're already, at the time, everybody was just already like just worn thin by the amount of extraction shooters coming out, and people wanted another Destiny at this point because Destiny 2 is dying, as we can see.
Slow death or quick death, probably both.
But this is their attempt. They just released another vidoc, or however you want to pronounce it, but this is their attempt to try to like revamp the systems that are already there, make it more compelling, make the game seem a little bit more alive. I really like this art direction. What do you think? I like these colors, the bold colors.
I like it because it stays true to kind of them, if that makes sense. Like they didn't try to go like some hyper realism or anything like that.
Right.
Weirdly enough, I mean, I sent you a text, I think it was yesterday when you sent me the new video. I kind of like it. And I don't know if it's because, what is it that just came out? I am drawing such a blank. The extraction
Arc
shooter
Raiders.
that just came out. Arc Raiders. I don't know if that kind of has reinvigorated maybe that genre a little bit for me.
Probably.
But I think one of the biggest things that I took part in it or took away from it was they openly did not shy away from like the PvP side of it, in some of the ways that they do things or they're going to go about it with the art style and the gameplay. I don't know. I'm kind of excited about it. I will try it.
Absolutely. I hope that they have an open beta. At this point, I still don't think I'm, want to pay the $40 to play it. I'm definitely going to have to see some more gameplay. Hopefully have like an open beta or closed beta, sign
Oh, they
up
definitely
or something.
will.
Yeah, they have
sure
to
they
at this
will.
point. But I'm really liking what I'm seeing. Like one thing that really stood out to me was when you kill somebody, like their body stays there, but you can also see the decay on the body.
So we have dead bodies in the game now. We also have like decay on the runners themselves. Like you'll actually see them fall apart. We're actually dropping the body. The body stays there and the body slowly decays over time as you loot it.
So you come into a room and you see a bunch of carnage, but you see one body is still pristine, you know that their killer is probably close and you are not safe.
I do like that.
Yeah,
I do like that a lot.
So it's like an indicator of, did this person just die or have they been here for a longer period of time? They've also changed the way the environment looks a lot. It actually looks like derelict a little bit. Like it's kind of like the hard contrast between the bright neon colors and then like the blood, which is not really blood, it's like the blue smear, like blood smeared all over the walls and stuff. All the tech looks worn. The environment looks a little bit more alive this time around. Like they really went back to the drawing board and really put some effort into the environment that you're in, which I like. So it does look like effort is being put into this, and I'm pretty sure their boss Sony is like, this needs to go off. Like, you're already costing me money at this point. Like, you have not
Tons
been
of it.
right. You have not been drawing in the money that you said you would, because I think they had a contract where if they didn't meet like this quarterly threshold, then I think
Right.
somebody from Sony would actually step in and start taking over their team. And they've been
You know,
they're
that ain't
they're
gonna
right
be
on the
good.
line. I think it actually has already went through, or it might be on the verge of, one of the boards coming down and like taking over the team. But they're on a thin ice right now, and I do not see, if this game fails, I don't see Bungie surviving this whatsoever. I don't know
But
what's
also,
next on the drawing board for them.
they would have to do, and it's sad to kind of bring his name up right now, but kind of like what Vince Zampella did, right? Run a Zeta, a Beta, a Delta, run whatever it is you need prior to the game dropping. Like, let the community kind of get their hands on it,
Right.
because at the end of the day, if you're going to try to force feed it, we've already learned that that doesn't work a lot nowadays. Like, you need your game, or you need your product to be some resemblance of what the community you're striving for to like that. Because if you drop it and it is not what the community wanted, it will devastate hundreds of people because of it. The developers are ones that hurt at the end of the day, not the
Right.
executives. So take a step back, do what Battlefield did, do a Battle Labs, whatever you want to call it. Let the community take a look at it, try to break it a little bit, and then make adjustments from there. But if you're just going to raw dog this and throw it out there and it comes out rusty, it's not going to be a good thing.
Right. Because I also think another reason Arc Raiders kind of like it kind of branched off from, like, because it was third person. We have a lot of first person extraction shooters. There's a lot of FPS games now in comparison to what it was back in the day.
Right.
So to showcase another first person shooter, like from the beginning, was already, people were like, oh, I'm done like this. But I think third person, Arc Raiders coming out third person, I think people are already kind of excited about that. Don't get me wrong, the game is fantastic, especially starting out. Arc Raiders and just the world, the environment, the sound, it's A+.
Right.
But Bungie is fighting an uphill battle right now. And also morale can't be that high at the studio, considering how many people have been let go from the final shape and all. Like, I just don't see anybody having a good time at the studio right now. And now you got this. This is a make or break.
I do think it would be tough,
right,
for you to be excited or to feel, let's be honest, because of what happened with the final shape, that you feel like your job, if this goes well, is even secure at that point because of the way they've handled things in the past.
Exactly.
I know I wouldn't. I'd feel scared.
Right. And also, who would want to come back and and play like that? I wouldn't.
No.
One thing I really like about Bungie, though, is I wish that the narrative was easier to follow and you didn't have to like piece the story together just based on audio logs. Like, I wish there was like a full-fledged game where we actually had like a co-op single player or a co-op story. We played through that as a team, and then like that story kind of bleeds off into the actual main component of the game, which is the extraction shooter. I think that would have been a lot different in comparison to what we've been getting, because Bungie is a AAA studio. It's kind of weird that they're making what would be considered a AA project when it's only going to be $40. So I think that could have been something different that they worked on. I'm not a fan of sitting here and listening to audio logs like a podcast while I'm playing. I'm just not going to sit there and just go through and click on each one. Listen. I'm not.
Why not?
Whether they actually had a narrative, I would have enjoyed that, because I think they do well when it comes to like story and building these big worlds and allowing the players to get immersed into them. But yeah,
we'll have to see. We'll
absolutely.
see. I think it's one of those things you got to kind of go in with an open mind,
right,
and explore it a little bit and give it a shot. I just don't know how great it'll be, but I do like some of the things that they put in there. I will give it a college try. I mean, for $40, do I really want to spend that? No. But I think it's better. I think it's better to spend $40 and realize maybe I didn't like it versus spending $70 or $80 and realizing this was not supposed to be this high of a game, and then going it should have been at 40 or free. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Exactly.
I'm much more comfortable with that. Like I'll throw it out there just because we talked about it. Like spending $60 on board, $60. That's crazy. Anybody buying something for $60? That's crazy. $60 on Borderlands to play that and just go, no. Mm-mm.
Right.
I'd be more comfortable with 40 and then taking the L if it happens.
Right. Another interesting thing before we wrapped up, one thing I really liked is the factions.
Each faction has their own motivations, their own desires, the things they're going to ask you to do.
We've got Traxxas. They're the most powerful corporation in human history. They have very long arms and very deep pockets to kind of get what they want.
So they might ask you to go and find specific weapons or mods.
Congratulations, runner. Your last performance evaluation was rated on track.
They look incredible. Yeah, they look incredibly unique. And they all look different. And I like the fact that each one has their own skill tree and they give different missions based off of which faction it is. Because there is a faction that is specifically tied to going after other players. That's what I thought was missing in Arc Raiders, is that they should give incentive for being a good player, and there should be incentives for going and being a PvP player. But there should be different ways of protecting ourselves from that. That's the extra layer that I wish existed in Arc Raiders. And obviously, we don't know how these factions work until we actually get in there and see what these missions are. I mean, they could be extremely bland, just run-of-the-mill, run and fetch quests, and not really, or they could just be skill points that really don't do anything at the end of the day, which I hope not. Because I'm tired of looking at skill trees and putting skill points into something and then it not giving me anything. And I cannot see the impact the skill point is having in my gameplay. That pisses me off.
The only other thing that I did like about this, kind of we're wrapping it up, but I like they hinted at it, that there are countermeasures to everything.
Yes.
Right? Because they went in, they said, oh, well, you can use this weapon and you can go invisible. That scares me all the way around, because it's not going to be invisible, just fucking players running around everywhere. You already know that. But then they came right back in like the next sentence and said, well, we have something to combat that. And they have like a seeker that, and their special ability can still hunt out invisible players. So if you can do that and actually give people a true PvP, a true way to kind of defend themselves for people that are camping and stuff like that, I think the game might have legs.
Right. It just needs to be unique, and it needs to be something different than what players are used to. Especially if you're going to make them pay $40 when everybody was expecting another PvE game. You need to come with something strong. And I really hope that they do, because Bungie has made some good stuff. I'm not going to lie. I love Destiny. I love all the weapons. So I'm really interested in knowing what kind of weapons they're going to bring into here, because I think that is the strongest component of Bungie, is their weapons.
They brought out a gun and they said, in essence, it's the Needler in new form. I was like, yeah, I know how to use that gun. I'm definitely in for this.
Right. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm glad that they were going back to the drawing board. I'm glad that they released that video just to let us know that, hey, we're still working on this. We're still trying to build this with in alpha testing with other players. So that's just nice to hear. And I can't wait to see what they have for us next year.
Thanks.
Let us know in the comments, guys, what you thought of the video, what you're excited about, or if you're just going to skip this entirely because you're tired of Bungie. I would respect that. Yeah, I would respect that.
Let's
that
argue
opinion.
in the comments.
Right. But above all else, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell so you never miss a video. And we will catch you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.